I'll do that. Move that down just a bit and start to look out.
Wait, I'm so pissed off. I just got
Mhm.
home from a date. The
That
guy
sucks.
walked out literally 10 minutes into our date. So we matched on Hinge, and I have really good photos of myself on Hinge. A few of them are AI generated. They look exactly like me.
Yeah, I'll be the.
That's
judge of
weird.
that. I feel like
Why
you
would
weren't
you?
trying to miss?
Why would you do that? Why would you put AI video? Why would you put AI photos of yourself, especially on a dating app, bro? That's actually insane.
Represent something about your appearance, you wouldn't be using AI.
While we
True.
were out on our coffee / like walking date, within like the first 15 minutes, he asked me where one of my photos was taken. I'm not a liar, so I said that it was an AI generated photo. And he said, yeah, I don't think we're a match. And he left. He left. That seems so dramatic to me. And also, like, everyone is using AI generated photos. If they look like you, who cares?
Bro, I'll use AI generated content to make like memes and shit posts and stuff like that. I'm not gonna do that to show you what I actually look like. That's fucking ridiculous. Also, I mean, you say that's a bit of an overreaction. Homegirl, you have an ick list. You have a whole ick list. Being happy is an ick. Let's be real here. Come on now.
The ones I use with Dream Month look exactly like me. They're not like the crappy ChatGPT ones. So what is the difference? Who cares? I don't know. If you're a straight man, let me know. What do you think?
You've got to be kidding me. You're gaslighting, right? It's easy to see why the guy was mad. The most noticeable thing that I got rid of was your acne. Less noticeable to guys, but her hair looks super dry and frizzy in real life compared to the AI photo. And last, I think the most important one, is that it removed wrinkles that are here, 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 and here, which makes you look several years younger than you actually are. But you know what? Good. I love the idea of women using
You know, fair enough. Kind of wasn't thinking that, but all right, yeah.
AI photos on dating apps.
Yo.
Because the more severe the catfish, the more people will stop trying to find relationships on their phone. These apps are cancer. They're like if mobile game companies took over the relationship market.
True.
Anyway, it's been a while on this channel, so I thought we'd check back in with modern internet
Bro, she looks like the Asian version of Sabrina Carpenter. That's actually kind of crazy.
dating and see how it's going.
And ladies, even men who went to Harvard Business School are losers. I just went on a first date with a man. He picked a restaurant. I knew that this restaurant was a happening restaurant, but he picked it and he went to Harvard. I thought that he knew to see if he was gonna need a reservation. He went to Harvard.
If you don't think this is a
What?
made-up story for TikTok femcells, then you're an idiot. I believe this person more than I believe her.
I got catcalled twice on this walk.
No, you didn't. TikTok as a whole, especially the dating meta,
No, you
is
didn't.
literally just the Arthur meme.
How do you know if any of this stuff is true?
You mean just lie? You really think someone would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies?
Yeah, oh God, it's been happening for years. It's the craziest shit, believe it or not.
That shit is so hilarious, and no matter how many times I watch this, it progressively gets funnier every year.
I just mean that some of the details.
Oh, I never thought of that. This is terrible. What if none of it's true? What if they're all lying? How would we ever know?
If they only knew how many social media influencers would base their entire careers off of telling incredibly obvious lies that people are too stupid to recognize. I mean, how many men are taking dating advice on women from guys who are obviously in the closet, and how many women are taking pointers from other women who are obviously prostitutes? I can't believe we still have women saying shit
Very
like this
true.
after relationship guru.
I wonder what happened to her, because I remember she was saying some stupid shit years ago or whatever, and then I think she got married or some shit, which is weird. I don't understand why you would be a hoe and want to be married. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. I feel like that's gonna ruin the bag. But fair enough.
Where the wizard Liz got cheated on by a Pokimane simp.
My husband loves me for simply existing.
How do you and your husband split finances?
We don't. This is not a two-way street. This is a one-way street. His money is our money, and my money is my money.
And I just think now, like, people are like, oh, that's gold digging, or that's something. No, it's not.
Okay, then I'm
That is
digging.
gold digging,
okay,
yeah.
well,
Holy shit, this chick is married. Well, ultimately, I blame the man in this situation because as bad as all the catfishing and
What's his name? Oh, what's that guy's name? If I can remember it, no, that's not his name. How do you spell his name? I don't remember his name. Okay, it's that what's his name? Okay. Yeah, maybe that's it. That's the guy I think I was thinking of. Is it? Yes. I don't understand how he got wrapped up in this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand how he got wrapped up in this. I feel so bad for the guy. Also, I don't. What is? How could someone like that get you to stay? Like, I don't understand. You know what I mean? Like, that makes zero sense to me. She offers you nothing, and yet you're here. Why? I don't get it. I actually don't understand. Yes, yeah. I remember seeing some of the clips for it, and my God. Like, what was the point? How did you get from here to there? You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand that. No, we just wanting to do the same thing for a minute now, and it won't work. There it is. I keep forgetting those bots show up for some reason, and it's only on Kick. It's so annoying.
TikTok advice is, it's not nearly as problematic as the people who willingly choose the wrong partners, despite everyone trying to warn them.
True.
However, it is entertaining to watch them double down publicly, especially if I don't like them, so let's talk about it. The woman you just saw is Jesslyn.
I mean, is it really? Is it really? True.
However,
I hate hearing that shit. It makes me just want to be single forever, which kind of sucks because I don't want to be. I'd love to have a wife and kids. Like, that was the idea. But I mean, I guess we're here now. Fucking lame as hell. Totally forgot it.
saying. She's the wife of an Indian stand-up comedian named Akash, and she has a podcast and a TikTok account where she started cannibalizing the career of her husband for views by openly talking about what a degenerate she is.
Sometimes I get so painfully nostalgic for college. So for context, I went to college from 2011 to 2016. I was popping my and living my best life in these white boy frat houses, and I had a roster of guys that I would rotate.
So lesson number one of the internet is to keep your mouth shut. Everyone should treat the internet like a police encounter instead of like a therapist. Anything you say can and will be used against you by your enemies.
Very
Especially
true.
if your husband is in a male-centered space like a comedy podcast.
Yep.
Akash, did you not sit your wife down and tell her that it's a bad idea to talk about how promiscuous she was in college? Clearly he didn't.
See, the thing is, I don't think he has an option. I don't think he has a choice. Like, I don't think he could sit down and actually have that conversation with her, because as soon as he did, he'd be the bad guy.
Because that's not even the worst thing that she did.
He's on my hall pass list.
Oh, yeah.
Chase Crawford, Jacob Elordi, Austin Butler, and who else? Dean Thomas from the Harry Potter movies.
Would y'all ever have an orgy together?
No, there is only one attractive male, and they're like the other three. Ugh,
With your husband.
such a low standard.
I'm actively trying to have an orgy because this couple is so fucking good looking, and you haven't seen Nav yet, but wait till you fucking see him. His body goes crazy. His face card always slays, never declines. And it's kind of weird because I'm talking about your husband.
There's a difference being a scammer and being a hustler. Two very different things.
Okay.
I'm a hustler who scams a little bit. I'm not a scammer who
I'm not
hustles.
gonna lie, that was sexy, and that's why I'm actively trying to have a.
This is a divorce moment right here. If my wife told me that she wanted to have sex with
Bro, she talks in like TikTok quotes. It hurts my brain. It's weird because I'll say that I was born in the wrong time, and then older people will be like, "No, you weren't." And then I'm like, I'll show them something like this. I'm like, "Now what? Now what? Are you sure? Are you sure I wasn't? Are you sure I wasn't, homie? What the fuck is this? He ha ha. Like what?"
her best friend's husband, said it numerous times on the podcast, and then brought me on to talk about it while she flirts with that guy right in front of
I wonder what he did. That's kind of what I want to know. How did he feel about it? Because picture hearing that, them laughing, and then he just kind of keeps going and doesn't actually acknowledge it, while homie just sits here somehow right there in a cuck chair. Like usually the cuck chair is like adjacent to something, and this man is sitting in the cuck chair right there. He's sitting on the same bench the dude that he's getting cucked by is in. That's crazy. All right. Okay.
I was calling my lawyer and drafting up papers.
Oh,
now,
oh
for all the
God.
people saying that these situations are just random and you can never tell if a woman will treat you like this in the future, know that people always show signs that they aren't worth marrying if you wait a little bit before making a commitment.
True.
This one was obviously a bad idea. Her and her friend's entire personalities are TikTok.
Like, you don't have to justify your presence as, you know, wanting to be in your divine feminine energy and staying at home and not having as much stress.
I didn't wish her a happy across
month?
her happy birth month.
Nah,
happy birth week.
Gotta stop.
Happy birthday Eve.
Eve, today. He didn't wish me happy birthday,
Happy
Eve.
birthday Eve.
Yes.
That was like watching a horror.
Fucking kill yourself. Jesus Christ, bro. Me. So fucking conceited. I'm telling you, these people never grew up. These people grew up These people never grew up with any type of hardship, and then when they're older. They're just older children, and they haven't figured out yet that people just don't seem to give a fuck because they're so constantly surrounded by people that will always tell them yes. Bro, I'm telling you right now, if a boy of mine, if I went outside of my room right now, that's my roommate. Hey, are you gonna give me something for my birth month? He's gonna slap me in the fucking face. What the fuck are you talking about? Maybe it's a woman thing. I don't know. Maybe it's a woman thing. I'll recant my statement. Maybe it's a woman thing.
Film.
I ain't
Everybody
never heard a no nigga say some dumb shit like that. What the fuck are we on about?
makes mistakes, but there comes a point where you have to be honest about your situation and do what's necessary. But of course, they didn't do that, which is why this is entertainment. So Akash and his wife started going viral because of clips like this, and I have to say that this is a no-win situation for these two. They screwed up badly, and the only thing they can do is shut up and wait 2 weeks for everyone to forget about it. Because the reality was that most of Akash's fans didn't know about any of this, and it was just drama YouTubers making fun of them, so they could have just stayed quiet. But instead of being smart and keeping the hate isolated to people who don't even watch them, they decide to do a podcast where Akash looks super uncomfortable the whole time, and we are assured that everything that Jesleen said was just a misunderstanding.
The repressed Indian girl that I didn't even watch Jersey Shore in high school because I felt it to be too inappropriate. So when I got to college, I'm like, oh my God, I can dress however I want. I can do whatever I want.
You can have a roster of frat boys.
What does a roster mean?
So it didn't actually translate.
Oh my god, dude! You want to know what you should do? It's funny because I've had this idea with my buddies for the longest. We're just gonna put a bunch of shit. We're gonna put all of our shit and like a company or whatever, and we'll have absolutely nothing to our name. So just in case something like this does happen where we have to get a divorce, well, yeah, you can take all my stuff. I have like $6 in a bank account. I don't even own my own fucking car, bro. Yeah, but you can't take shit from the business because you have nothing to do with it. This is fucking brother. Go away. Fucking sign up, get an annulment. I don't know how long you've been married to whatever the fuck this thing is, but get an annulment. Fucking get a divorce or whatever. Stay single. I don't know.
To a roster, it just meant like 2 guys I was talking to and flirting with at the same time. That's it.
That's all.
Yeah,
when
sure.
you say hooking up, I think people
When
think you
I
meant
mean
fucking.
hooking up, I just meant making out. Again, like everything I say is so
She lies as easily as she breathes. That's insane, chat. Couldn't be me.
amplified and hyperbolic because it's so like incongruous to who I actually am as a person.
Right. So you're saying you're a big old prude.
Yeah, literally.
Let me just say, as a person who uses Twitter, I don't think saying that you're Indian as an excuse for your behavior is going to make people trust you.
But I have IBS. There's no way.
I do have IBS.
Indian food's never going to beat the allegations.
You don't think she's really pretty? No, I don't. Not at all. Not in the slightest. Actually, I'm glad you brought that up because I've always wanted to say this on stream, and I don't think I have. So I was thinking about it the other day. Let me tell you something. In order for me to give you a rating, you have to pass 2 different criteria. What do you look like as a person, and how do you sound as a person? All right. So you can be a 10 out of 10 at attractiveness wise, but if I can't talk to you because you're dumb as shit, congratulations, you are now a 5. It's as simple as that. Now, picture this. Picture you're chopped as shit. You're absolutely disgusting to look at. But I can actually have really nice conversations with you. Well, guess what? You're still a 5. It just depends on where you're coming from. It depends on where you're coming from. There is no, well, she's hot, so now I'm going to lose all sense of self and all of my morality and try to do whatever I can to be with this person. No. As I don't care. I don't care. That's what I'm saying. That's what. See, I'm thinking that sounds pretty fair to me, right? It sounds fair to you. Like I feel like that's how that. I feel like that's how that should be. All right. So the highest you can get on attractiveness is a 5, and the highest you can get on who you are as an actual person is a 5. So you can definitely be a 10. 10s are very rare. Don't get me wrong. 0s are also just as rare, but a lot of people, believe it or not, are between 4 and 6. Like a lot of people are between 4 and 6. There's obviously some outliers, but it's not who you think. It's probably 9 times out of 10 not who you think. Henry Cavill, by the way, 10. He is a 10. He is a 10. And I feel like I'm a little bit biased because I like Warhammer and he likes Warhammer, but also some of the interviews that I've seen, he seems like a genuine guy. But also, God just took his time with him. God really just took his time with him. So like I feel like that's a 10. I feel like he's a 10. Now, there's probably more people that are close to that, but obviously, that's neither here nor there. Well, let's get back to whatever the fuck this is. Also, this is why I did this video first, because most part of this video is gonna fucking piss me off, but the next video is kind of funny. So, as I don't know, I don't understand how people can look at terrible shit after terrible shit after terrible shit for like 7 hours on the street. That's fucking ridiculous.
So Jasleen is claiming that she's innocent and was a virgin until she met Akash, but I don't believe her at all.
No, not at all.
If you
Not the
listen to
slightest.
both episode 6 and episode 7 of her podcast, it's apparent that she's had sexual contact with multiple men, even saying that being good at oral is a green flag. How would she know how to judge that if she's only been with one person? Best case scenario is that she's trying to misrepresent herself on the lines of technically being a virgin because she didn't have vaginal intercourse. Though I don't believe her on that either, because trying to push your close friends into group sex is not the move of someone who has only had sex with one person.
True.
Neither is wearing incredibly revealing clothing on Instagram. So there's no way she didn't understand.
Also, wasn't there, like, I could have sworn we just saw a clip of her saying that she was popping her pussy in a white boy frat house, living her best life. Like, you mean to tell me that's what you were doing and you just never had sex? Really? Really? Shut the fuck up. Also, my bill is sexist. If you're a woman, you're a virgin, 9 times out of 10, it's by choice. Which, like, again, isn't a bad thing. I have a hard time believing that any woman couldn't have sex. You know what I mean? Like, look at my 600-pound life. There's men for that. There's men for that. Now, there's this other woman. I think her name was like Eugenia Clooney? If I can remember her name. Hold on. Clooney? See, I can pull up a picture of her real quick. Pull up a picture of her real quick. Boom! Is it Cooley? Cooney. Her. On either side. It does not matter. On either side. It can be 600 plus or it can be under 95. It doesn't matter. There's someone out there for you. Now, granted, finding someone worth the shit that wants you, that's a completely different question. But I mean, if you just wanted to not be a virgin anymore, that'd be simple. It'd be super simple. Let's be real here.
American cultural norms like the meaning of hooking up as the wife of someone who used to be on a show called Guy Code where they talked about stuff like that. Also, the prostitute philosophy about how a guy should value you just for existing around him doesn't make her look innocent either.
True.
This entire podcast just makes Jasleen look worse.
Well, hold on. You can't blame her. You can't blame her. All she knows is TikTok, eat hot chip, and lie, bro. It's funny because that was a joke at first, right? But it's kind of gotten to the point where you could. I mean, am I wrong now? Am I actually wrong? Because like the way they talk is in TikTok clips, like kind of insane.
And it makes Akash look like a loser.
It's
right
true.
here was probably the most telling moment for me.
You're cool with him just
You don't
getting
think
a
what?
hand job massage.
Totally.
Are you act?
Yeah, I know.
Yes, I've said that it's less work for me.
I don't. This is. I don't.
Can you talk to our wives?
I don't believe this. You can't tell you why I don't believe this. You know the horrible decisions?
Yeah.
That's-
She was. You guys were like, dude.
Oh, well, thank you,
girl
thank you.
me down. She keeps saying how pretty Wheezy is, and I was like, even then, I was like, no, the fuck. She's all talk. She's all bluster. That's why I haven't tested the
A
hand job.
paper tiger.
She's our dog. She's a yapping little dog behind a fence.
I'm guessing she thinks that this is like a 40.
Well, okay. He might have a little balls as it is, calling her rather bombastic in her claims. Also, if I was married to somebody and they were like, I don't care if you get a hand job from another woman, I feel like I've married the wrong person. I get it. The sex has been commodified, but not for me. And unfortunately, I'm a guy, so I don't really have the options like that. You know what I mean? But I would love to be with one person and one person only. I would love to be a freak for one fucking person. Like I don't understand this. Let's have sex with multiple people. Let me tell you a little story real quick. Because I thought this was interesting. About 2 years ago, right? That's what I was like trying to date, bro. I got on a dating app. I met someone. The person seemed kind of cool. It was whatever. And the way I get to know people is, I ask the questions and whatnot. Now, let me ask you something. If we had been talking for like 4 or 5 months or something like that, right? And then I was like, so, tell me how your childhood was. Maybe not that direct or something, or I think it was something to the effect of, she said something that reminded me of my childhood. I said something about my childhood, and I'm like, well, what about you? Because a lot of people's childhoods, believe it or not, were pretty similar. I thought that's kind of interesting. But she told me she can't tell me about her childhood because it's traumatic. Understandable. I get that. I totally understand that, because some people don't want to talk about it. I get it. But you want to know what she did show me? Her butthole. Yep. Just want you to wrestle with that for a second. I can't tell you about my traumatic past, but I can 100% show you the inside of my vagina. Because I saw both of them. What the fuck am I supposed to do with that?
Oi, oi, oi.
It's funny. It's funny because the trauma had to deal with her butt. Because yeah, she eventually told me. So I'm confused here. What do I do? The more of an asshole I act like, the further it seems to be. Like the further with women I seem to be getting. And I don't like that. I'm a good doodle. But yeah, my trauma, my past, I can't tell you about it. But if you would like to see the inner mechanisms of my colon, by all means, here you go. What? Okay. Yes, actually I am, believe it or not, I am a good noodle. I might not sound like a good noodle because that's just talking, but I mean, like, actually, if you met me in person, you'd realize, like, yeah, like, I am a little weird, I'm a little goofy, but I'm not actually gonna do anything too fucking crazy. And all the crazy, like, sexual shit that I do want to do is gonna be with one person and one person only. If I ever fucking find that person, is the real thing. Yeah, like, I get that people are broken, but, like, holy shit, it's just, like, how is everyone broken the same way? Like, you would think if you had certain experiences that you wouldn't want to be doing stuff like that. But, no, they just, like, throw themselves to the wolves and then wonder why, like, they can't find what they want.
Chess move to cover up for the fact that she
Fucking
wants to
weird.
cheat. She's only saying it's okay for him to do it because, for one, she knows that he won't, and because, two, if she does cheat, she can say, well, yeah, but I said that you could do it if you wanted to. Nobody who actually loves you and is emotionally connected would allow a hall pass.
True.
This is one of those moments where a really
True.
bad person is trying to LARP as a good person, but doesn't actually know what a good person would say in that moment, so anything
Oi,
she
oi,
says just
oi.
further exposes
All right,
her.
have a good one.
The correct move was to apologize
Yeah,
to
be
her
safe.
husband, ignore the haters, never bring this up again, and stop oversharing and treating the internet like your therapist. Also,
True.
Akash, you're on the road a lot as a comedian. I would not trust this chick to be faithful when you aren't around. Because when it comes to people like Jesleen, I think the reality is that they actually despise the person that they're with, which is why she treats them poorly and can't help but say inappropriate stuff. I think a part of the gaslight from Akash on this is that Jesleen, like, slept on the floor with him one time when he was broke, but also they broke up when he was broke, and she mysteriously got back together with him right around the time that he started making money again, which is suspicious considering all the gold digger ideology that comes out of her mouth. However,
Surprise,
no matter
surprise.
how ride or die she was in the past, I don't think that justifies her present treatment of her significant other. Now, they haven't had any drama since, as far as I've seen, and her podcast appears to have been canceled, so hopefully Akash and his wife have learned their lesson. But speaking of people who are much further down the line of publicly displaying how unhealthy their relationship dynamic is, allow me to introduce you to Anissa Joma and her husband,
Oh,
Ian
yeah.
Joma, formerly known
Husband?
as Ian Washburn.
Husband, are you sure? Are you sure? Sure, that's a husband? I don't know.
Oi, oi.
So,
The only reason why we changed or
How you
chose my name over his last name is because his last name is like just objectively ugly. It's just like an ugly last name. Like Washburn sounds horrendous.
In the past, you might have recognized Anissa as the prostitute Twitch streamer girlfriend of the once popular creator iDubbbz, who was famous for doing a creator deep dive series called Content Cop that was very well liked by a huge portion of the internet.
it is actually quite insane how man got pussy once and just everything changed. Every single thing changed. And it's funny because people are like, you see what no pussy does to a motherfucker? This is what pussy does to a motherfucker. It's over. It's over for you. And I don't get it. I feel so bad. And now we're here. Which is crazy. Like, I don't understand, like, how good was it for you to literally 180 on everything you've said before to then do this and then keep going this far? I really wish this iDubbbz on screen got a chance to see where he'd be in the future, and I don't know, beat him up, see what happened. I don't know, bro. Man was a legend back in the day, and now he's, I don't know, whatever the fuck that is now.
But in more recent years, it's become obvious that she wears the pants
Yeah,
in the
whatever the
relationship,
fuck
and
this
therefore she
is.
has graduated from being called iDubbbz's girlfriend and earned herself her own name.
Can we chill on like asking if Ian's here or whatever? Like, I get it's funny or whatever, but I've spent like the past 4 years living in his shadow, so to speak, and like I've been trying to do my own thing on the internet for 7 years before I even met him, and it is painful. I'd rather have 5 people want to be here for me than like a bunch asking for Ian. Thanks.
Congrats, Anissa. Now you're the star. Talking about you now draws far more interest than talking about iDubbbz. You made it, and all you had to do was taint the career of your husband so that it would be easy for you to outshine him. Personally, I think this is the move of a true anti-capitalist.
Also, I forgot. I forgot. Where's these? This is more Pegasus, right? It looks like it. This is the fucking legendary series. Actually, after stream, I gotta go check this.
Talking about
I want to see what
you
happened,
made
but
it, and all you had to do was taint the career of your husband.
I need the slop. I need the slop in my veins. I need the slop in my
Personally, I
veins,
think this
brother.
is the move of a true anti-capitalist.
I'm more extreme than Ian, where I'm like pretty anti-capitalist. I hate.
Also, this is like insane. This is insane because he should be in the corner over here, over there. Also, no shot. Like, you know, I've never actually looked at them like side by side. Yeah, he's really tiny, at least compared to him. Huh.
Landlords.
Now, for those of you who have jobs and don't have time to keep up with all the iDubbbz drama over the past 5 years, basically what happened is that iDubbbz, or Ian, got into a relationship with Anissa. Anissa has always wanted to be a popular streamer, but she's untalented, so she's jealous of the success of her husband. Because she's jealous, instead of being happy for her partner's success, she constantly sabotages his career by publicly shaming him, and instead of getting rid of this girl who obviously doesn't love him, Ian defends her, and even more damning in terms of social...
It's crazy. It seems like the worse and worse he gets, the less and less hair he has. And like, he just looks so sad. Like every time I see him, like this is when I first noticed how bad it looked. But now I'll see him on stream or whatever, and it's just like, it looks like the color in his skin is gone. Like literally, like he seems like he's gray, except the yellow light that he puts on himself makes him not look as dead. What a poor guy.
Yeah,
poor guy,
he
bro.
stopped making content that people like. Now, like I said with Jesseline, the blackpilling part of this is that oftentimes in these cases, people just see the end result and make claims that you can never tell if your partner will end up like this or not. But the reality is that girls like Anissa and Jesseline always show signs that they will become like this in the future, early on in the relationship. In Anissa's case, it was day one.
2016 would also be the year Anissa would begin her relationship with the once popular YouTuber, iDubbbz. This relationship started out...
How did this happen? Like, where did they go to meet? That's what I want to know.
As all healthy ones do, with Anissa cheating on her ex-boyfriend in order to be with Ian. That's right, before Anissa and Ian began dating, Anissa was in an active relationship with another League of Legends streamer named Acadian. Anissa and Acadian began dating...
Wait, you were with Acadian? Wow. Yeah, someone who used to play. Well, I still kind of play League, but I don't really play all that much. But as someone who used to play that, like, I've heard that name before, and I was like, wait a minute, Acadian. And as soon as he said it, like a bunch of flashbacks. Like, you were with Acadian? I bet you're kind of mad now. I'm not gonna lie. I bet you're kind of mad now. You went from Acadian to iDubbbz. So now you moved to Canada, lost your fucking house.
Around late 2015, and this relationship lasted until the first day Anissa would meet Ian.
I don't know how you can see this as a man and be like, yeah, she definitely won't treat me like that, right? And when I say this, understand that Anissa started treating Ian like shit very early on. They got together in 2016, and in 2017, she was already being incredibly inappropriate with a YouTuber named Chris Raygun, who was also in a relationship with someone else at the...
This was also weird. Because back a day, this is... Oh god, I'm gonna show my age. Actually, no, you already know my age. I'm about to be 30 in like... I'm gonna be 30 in 3 days. 5 days. I'm gonna be 30 in 5 days. Back a day. Back a day. Might as well have been like 2014, 2013. This dude, Chris Raygun, and this chick, Lacey Green, they hated each other. Because, you know, anti-feminist, back in the day. This is where this all started. Like, if you don't know why everything is so shit now, it literally goes back to women like this back in the day. But interestingly enough, They were dating at one point. Because you want to know what happened? You want to know what I thought was really interesting? Because we've been saying this for a while. Because this has been happening for a while too. But this was like the really big one that I remember back in the day, right? So she was like, "Hey, we need to talk to the other side so we can get the other side on our side." So what happened is she ended up talking to people like Chris, and the group that she was a part of kicked her to the side. Literally, they cannibalized the bitch. I thought that shit was crazy. And then, well, they started dating, which I thought was kind of interesting and also kind of weird. And like, you can kind of see it, you can't really see it, but like there were pictures back in the day where you could see him and then her, and you'd be like, oh yeah, they're like brother and sister. So when they say they're dating, it looked really fucking weird. But yeah, but also he's like half Puerto Rican, so she's just white. But yeah, that was insane. This is such a blast from the past. I've been on the internet for some time, okay? Been on the internet for some time. I know some stuff, okay?
Time.
Anissa being attracted to other men is a common trope when she's in a relationship. Another man Anissa had a crush on around this time was
really
Chris Raygun.
She was fucking with Chris.
Her romantic interest on Chris on Twitter, where she.
Oh, that's crazy. It's crazy. I should have been on Twitter then. I wasn't. I definitely was not on Twitter then. But I kind of wish I was. I would have seen shit like this. This would have been. I thought she came out of nowhere. Turns out she was back then. She was doing shit back then. Wow. Wow, that's crazy. When was this? It was 2017? Yeah, okay, this was a while ago. Yeah, this is back a day. Back a day.
Tweeted out a shirtless photo of him with the caption full of thirsting and squirt emojis.
You know, personally, I think it's inappropriate to publicly post about your celebrity crushes when you're in a relationship, but I can look past that because it's like a fantasy. However, in Anissa's case, her celebrity crush that she is openly fangirling over while she's in a relationship with iDubbbz is someone she—
I just realized that makes even less sense. Because if you know anything about Chris Raygun, and especially in the back of the day Chris Raygun, like if she would have been with him, she would have been more or less on our side. But like all this extra cancel culture bullshit is dumb as fuck, but now she's on Hassan's side. Oh, dude, I swear to God, if it's one of those, someone didn't dig her down and now she's fucking terrible like Denims, if it's another fucking Denim situation, I'm so upset. I mean, I won't, because I don't have to deal with them, but still.
He regularly interacts with. And really, I think the breaking point for Ian Joma was around 5 years ago when Anissa opened up an OnlyFans account. He got backlash and was like, actually, I'm okay with being a cuck.
For those of you who are unaware of the drama I recently brought upon myself, I'll fill you in. My girlfriend started an OnlyFans account, which is a website where you can upload amateur porn.
You're a cuck. You're a cuck.
I'm okay with sex workers and girls being slutty. It has no bearing on my life whatsoever.
As someone who
It's
watched
crazy
this
because
video
it
the
like
day it
totally
came out,
did.
I love watching it 5 years later, knowing that this decision had such a huge effect on Ian's life that he's now so poor that he streams on the ground. I hope that in the current year, we've all started to see how toxic these open-minded beliefs are. It turns out that traditional values and prejudices were correct the whole time. Now, normally I would say this is sad, but iDubbbz is such a backstabbing POS that I enjoy every clip I see of Anissa shaming him.
If I look
True.
at you, even in like the viewfinder, extremely masculine chin, which is also why I like the buzz cut, because it like emphasizes your chin and your like heavy brow. Like I would argue you have one of the most, part of the reason why I don't want to have a child with you is because I'm terrified if we have a girl that she's gonna have all your masculine features.
Isn't that interesting? I think about that a lot.
Yeah,
I mean, isn't
I have never
isn't
met
that
someone-
just sad and pathetic, bro? Like, I mean, look, I'm kind of glad that they're not reproducing anyway, because we can't keep making weak men. We really just can't. But like, just even as a man, that just like that hurts me to hear. It's like, yeah, one of the reasons I don't want to have kids with you is because you look masculine. I'm gonna go sit on a railroad spike horizontally.
Buddy who has such an eagle face. Like you have a very strong brow, which is very attractive on men. To be honest, there's a lot of attractive women that have that as well, like Kristen Stewart.
I kind of like how she said it's very attractive on men, but didn't say very attractive on you. I don't know why. I think I'm leaning into that one a little too much. I just think that one's funny though.
Yeah.
But combined with
yeah.
me, I think the combination would be bad. for a woman.
I think you're tripping.
I don't know.
Holy shit, never in my best dreams would I have imagined a clip as great as iDubbbz looking like he's expressing interest in having kids towards the end.
True.
But Anissa says she thinks he's too ugly. I wonder if she would have said that about Chris Ray Gunn.
I
No.
actually don't think there's a world
Where I appeal
where
to straight women.
you could appeal to
That's
straight women.
crazy.
Someone said, is there a look that appeals to everyone?
Hassan Abi appeals to everyone.
Oh my.
What a tiny head. Also, it's kind of crazy. His hands look way bigger than his head, but everyone knows that he has petite feet as well. Hassan Diddy Oil Petite Feet Pica. We gotta love it. He has so many fucking names, so I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna call him Petite Feet because it fucking rhymes. His head is so fucking tiny, and I love it.
God. I will never get people who think it's okay to publicly shame their partner. For one, the more you shame your partner, the worse it makes you look because you're the one stupid enough to be with a loser. And
True.
two, in my opinion, this is a breakup move. It would be
Oh,
an
yeah,
argument
God.
the first time it happened, and then it would be the end of the relationship if the behavior
Oi,
were
oi,
repeated.
oi.
Because your job as a significant other is to be your partner's biggest cheerleader when it comes to how they're seen in public.
Huh? Okay, thank you. I was about to say, well, finish the statement, okay? You can't just say that because you know exactly what I'm gonna say, okay? Thank you for finishing that. I was about to, what the fuck? What the fuck?
And if they aren't doing
What do
that,
you mean by
in
that?
my opinion, they're trash. Not to
True.
say that people can't communicate with friends and family to process difficult parts of the relationship, but if your wife is just unnecessarily shitting on you in public constantly, then that's a sign that you need to get rid of this person.
This is a great Anissa moment. You know her eternal quest to humiliate him? So this is a new chapter.
I don't know if chat can back me up.
No.
AFABs, gay men, whatever. The bigger the dick, the worse it's sex. Like a lot of men that have
Just the premise alone, he's trapped. He's trapped from the beginning. Either he A is bad at sex or B has a tiny penis. There's no escape.
I don't know if chat can back me up.
Nope.
Nope.
me up,
Yeah,
chat.
no.
Again, this would be really sad if iDubbbz weren't a terrible person. I mean, Anissa just like
True.
has professional levels of spite for her husband. There are multiple levels here. First, there's like no correct answer here. There's just a less bad one. And two, you get to hear about your partner having sex with other men. She's flaunting her sexual experience publicly while iDubbbz doesn't have any outside of his wife because Anissa is his first girlfriend.
Right?
And you know what? Everyone's got to start somewhere, and certainly it's better than being used up, so I don't blame him for that. But the part where I lose respect is the part where he just lets this chick walk all over him.
I've met Ian. I've talked to Ian. I've seen his content over the years. Ian is an asshole, but he's also a very passive, live and let live, kind of easygoing guy. He's not a confrontational, aggressive, hostile person. His girlfriend, though, I think absolutely is. I can guarantee you that whenever there's a conflict, she's the one getting mad and he's the one saying like, bro, like stop. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this. Right. And so that's, I think, kind of what happened. If you've ever been in a relationship with a really domineering, aggressive, hostile person like Anissa seems to be, you would know how much that kind of puts your entire mind into like a brain fog. You're in survival mode. Exactly. You're constantly in fight or flight around this person.
To be honest with you, it's not even fight or flight. It's just flight. There's no fight here. Because like our brain just isn't normally like that. Because I'm a very chill, live and let live. Y'all do what y'all want to do type of person. But then there's certain things where it's like as soon as you cross the line has been crossed, and now we have an issue. Now we have a fucking problem. All right, I don't want to have to be here. I don't want to have to deal with this. Okay, I just want to. I'm gonna tell you exactly how I feel about it, and then we're gonna drop it. And that's just where it's gonna be. All right, that's just where it's gonna be. Other than that, I'm just vibing. I'm here for the vibes, and unfortunately, you're ruining them.
And you also like them, but there's this element of them that's like extremely mercurial, aggressive, and seemingly so in a random way. That to me sucks the life force out of a person so fast it is insane.
This is probably true. Actually, allow me to add nuance because I don't think iDubbbz sees it like this. I think if you asked him, he would say he does stand up for himself, but the problem is that it doesn't work.
Like, as our relationship went on, I share a lot. He's wanted me to share less. I've wanted him to share more. We've started to meet in the middle.
Yeah, so they probably have talked about Anissa making him look bad numerous times, but she knows he's not brave enough to do something like leave her, and because there's no threat of negative consequences, it just falls on deaf ears. Instead, she does whatever she wants and continues to treat the internet like her therapist by oversharing, which further adds to the pile of public blackmail against iDubbbz. All of this makes me think about a book I read called Good to Great. It's a book about how good businesses transition into becoming the top businesses. So it's about companies, but if you're smart, the ideas are universally applicable. One such universally applicable idea comes from Chapter 3, where the research team for that book found out that it's not a well-written business plan or favorable market conditions that cause a business to become a top company and sustain their success. The most important thing for a successful business are the people in the room. Competent and good people are so important that it's not even worth it to develop a business plan until you have the right people in the room. This is very much something that was said a lot about the founder of Apple, Steve Jobs, and the biography that was written on him. He always wanted to be around A players and not the C or the D team. But where I'm going with this is that it certainly is also true when it comes to relationships. Everyone thinks they can pull someone out of the bargain bin and mold them into the perfect partner, when the reality is that if someone's not already motivated to be great, you won't convince them. So if you're having long talks about how people need to change or be better, and nothing ever changes or gets better, the correct answer is to not continue doing that. The answer is to go find someone who has already figured it out or is motivated to figure it out. Once you have found that person, the next step to a healthy relationship is to not demotivate them by falling into your bad habits. As for your exes, don't feel bad about breaking off the relationship because for the most part, if someone is resistant to change, then the only way they're going to learn is through suffering and loss. And by shielding them from that, you're only prolonging their mediocrity. Last, the book says that if you can't find the right person for the position, then keep looking. The wrong people are so disastrous that it's better that no one fill the role than to have it filled with the wrong person. I know looking can be frustrating, but taking anyone who applies, or if you're an employee, going with any company who will have you because you're desperate, is how you get into a situation like iDubbbz or Akash, who, from the looks of it, are really just holding on to their partners because they're the first person who paid attention to them. And
but that's something I don't understand specifically in this. Well, I mean, for iDubbbz, I do kind of get it, because like he kind of just like gave up everything and kind of like sucks ass at everything now, which makes no sense as to why he did what he did. But like, where's
they're too weak to break up to find someone who is a better fit. It's sad to watch. Well, Akash...
Homeboy. I don't understand how this happened with him. Homeboy's a comedian. Homeboy goes on tour. Homeboy has views. Homeboy has followers. Homeboy has motion. But for some reason, Homeboy's chilling with hoes. And not just chilling with hoes. He has a hoe back at the crib. It's just there. Why? Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, of course it's simp, but like, how? How does that happen? Like, I don't understand how you can have all of these options and yet you still somehow manage to pick the absolute worst one. How did you do that? Whatever. It couldn't be me. I got shit to do.
It's sad to watch. Fuck iDubbbz. I hope Anissa and her husband never get divorced so they can serve as a warning to other people who might make similar relationship decisions. It's good to have a public example of the type of
like, look at the way this man. That's what inexperience does, fellas. That's what inexperience does. Because like this is kind of the way you want someone to look at you. You know what I mean? Like in a relationship, this like actual admiration. Problem is, what this person is saying is horrible. So this is not the face you should be looking at. This is not the face you should be giving. There are lines. There are lines that are just consistently being crossed, and it just like seems like Homeboy, just since he has no spine, just nothing happens. Feel bad for the buddy. Feel bad for the
relationship that you're trying to avoid as you search for the ideal one. Anyway, thanks for watching. Follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you in the next video.
Valid.
Gregory House is a pale.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna look at that one in a minute. Actually, no, that one's for next stream. That one's for next stream. We're gonna look at Beauty. Oh shit! I dropped my shit. Also, I'm glad I decided to listen to that real quick. Holy shit, that's quiet.